Some roads take you where you're going, but some roads remember you. I've driven the same stretch of highway 1,000 times, Route 67, a lonely 2-lane road that cuts through 30 miles of forest before you hit the next town. It's usually peaceful, boring even. But last Tuesday night, I learned that some miles don't want you to leave. I was halfway through a late delivery run. Just me, my headlights, and a long line of darkness ahead. My GPS said I had exactly 11 miles until the next turn. Nothing unusual. Then my radio flickered on. Not static. Not music. A voice whispered, "Stay on this mile." I froze, staring at the display. The radio wasn't even on. But before I could react, the road sign on my right caught my attention. Mile marker 247. I didn't remember passing mile 246. But whatever. Long night. Long road. A minute later, another sign appeared. Mile marker 247. I laughed, thought I was tired. Maybe the state forgot to change the marker. But then I checked the GPS. Still 11 miles to the next turn. I kept driving. Same trees. Same guardrail dent. Same piece of blown tire on the shoulder. Same sign. Mile marker 247. My stomach tightened. I reset the GPS, switched apps, restarted the phone. When it powered back on, the GPS said, "Recalculating, repeating last known mile." Then right in front of my headlights, the road rewound. Not in a metaphorical way, not a deja vu way. The trees bent backward, light stretching like the video was rewinding. My truck jerked slightly, like time snapped me backward. Then, mile marker 247. Again. The third loop didn't feel like the second or the first. Each time the rewind hit, something changed. The first rewind, just the road. The second rewind, the sky flickered, stars rearranging like someone dragged them with a cursor. The third rewind, when the world snapped back to mile 247, there was someone standing in the road. A man, middle-aged, wearing an old flannel shirt. He didn't move, didn't flinch, just stared at me. I slammed the brakes, but the moment I blinked, rewind, and he was gone. That's when I realized something horrifying. I wasn't looping the same timeline. I was quantum leaping through parallel versions of this 1 mile. Each rewind dropped me into a slightly different version of reality. Same mile, different details. Each one worse. Loop 5. The road was abandoned, but the trees leaned in closer, branches twisted like fingers. Loop 7. The road was flooded with fog so thick my headlights bounced back at me. Loop 9. The man in the flannel appeared again, but closer to my truck, staring, waiting. Loop 12. My radio displayed, "You left your mile." Loop 14. The GPS repeated the same words, not the app. The device, like it was speaking to me. Loop 18. I saw another version of myself driving ahead of me. Same truck. Same taillights. Only, the other me didn't look back. Didn't slow down, like he'd been stuck longer than I had. By the 20th quantum leap, I realized something. The road wasn't trapping me. It was trying to reset me. Every version of mile marker 247 had one thing in common. A dark stain on the pavement, one I kept seeing for only a split second before the rewind. On the 23rd loop, I finally saw it clearly. A crash. A mangled truck. My truck. A body on the road. My body. I wasn't looping because something was wrong with time. I was looping because I wasn't supposed to live past mile 247. In one version, I died. In all the versions, I was meant to die. The quantum leaps. We're trying to correct the outcome. The sky flickered again. The trees walked backward. The road folded into itself like a collapsing file. Rewind. This time, when the loop snapped back, I wasn't in my truck. I was standing in the middle of the road, exactly where the man in the flannel had been. Headlights approached. My own headlights. I finally understood. The man wasn't a stranger. He was another version of me. A version who'd been through the loops already and didn't escape. He tried to warn me. Now I was in his place. The headlights grew brighter. My own truck barreled toward me. No driver inside, just an empty cab, rushing forward like a guided missile, trying to correct the timeline. The moment before impact, rewind. But this time, it didn't rewind fully. I was back in the driver's seat again, but the road ahead was different. No mile marker 247. No dark stain, no flannel man, just a clean stretch of highway. The GPS said, turn right in 10 miles. 10, not 11. The loop broke, or I quantum leaped into the one timeline where I survived. I finished my drive shaking, barely breathing, gripping the wheel like it was the only real thing left in the world. When I checked the dashcam footage later, fragments of the loops were on the recording. Trees glitching backward, headlights that weren't mine, and for one frame, just one. A figure standing in the road wearing my clothes. Only his face was wrong, like it had been stretched, distorted by too many rewinds. Under the frame, the dashcam auto-captioned a glitching subtitle. Stay on your mile. Remember, the road doesn't end just because you made it home. I'll see you on the next mile.